So it's a structural issue they're looking for. They're not trying to value things differently and be cleverer.
Yeah, they are looking to set the table such that the kind of good stuff comes to them, and they are recognizing that the enemy of long-term sustainable profits is moral hazard, which has been the primary reason why financial institutions of various sorts have blown themselves up over the centuries.
Could you explain why moral hazard comes into this?
Sure. Well, in many instances, whether it's a hedge fund or a particular type of fund or an insurance company or a real estate company, et cetera, people aggregate capital with some sort of stovepiped strategy. And the reality is that every single thing that we might look at, to which we might apply the label, permutation of industry, product, and geography, right, has its own frequency and wavelength, and it all cycles, and nothing's ever good all the time, right? And so, to take the extreme, as Buffett says, when others are fearful, I'm greedy, and when others are greedy, I'm fearful, right? Typically, the best stuff comes by being on the other side of those who were subject to these moral hazard issues. And so when you look at the kind of folks that I had referred to who have flourished over centuries, they are on the right side of that trade.
Yes. But you're describing 95% or more of the fund management industry. This is how the world works. It's almost how the human brain works. You have to categorize things in order to kind of just deal with the world. And if I can't put you in a box, how do I deal with you?
Well, I think first off is the premise that it's quote unquote the fund management industry, right? Because many of the world's best investors choose not to be a part of the fund management industry for just that reason, right? And what we wanted to be was fundamentally a great investor, and then think about how to capitalize those great investments.
Yep.
And if you look at the kind of best investors out there, maybe that's in Europe that could be over time or recent history, the Benedettis, right? The De Benedettis or Vincent Bolloré. Vincent Bolloré doesn't run funds; he makes money. John Malone in the United States, and obviously some of the insurance folks like Warren Buffett or Prem Watsa, or there's a business called Markel. It's in the property and casualty insurance, but they actually do quite a bit of clever investing. Or W.R. Berkley. None of those people have funds or need to have funds, right?
Yes.
And so, not that there's anything wrong with funds, if one can create funds that allow you to pursue things that do make sense when they do, and don't make sense when they don't, and not to pursue them when they don't. And so, again, that this notion of fidelity of alternatives sometimes make people think that that's the only way it can be done.